Hello traders and welcome to a new video on bull traps. The topic of today's video, we're going to be looking at a series of altcoins and looking how we can implement a short only strategy. So we're going to be shorting due to bull traps. So before we start, let me first talk about what is a bull trap. But before we talk about that, currently I am selling 3 ebooks and my new learning course to order flow on my site. And if you're interested in any of these, you can click the link in the description below. Now, what a bull trap is when price goes up and then it goes quickly down, trapping anyone who had bought near the top, trapping anyone who had bought near the run-up. So what you see had just happened here, what may have just happened, price goes up and we have a good amount of volume. When you have a good amount of volume, you know that there's a good amount of buying from new longs. This was 45 million, 54 million, so around $100 million long, or not long, but around $100 million traded here, and some of those are longs, of course, in this range. Price goes down, trapping anyone who had bought here. So what ends up happening? Well, price has an inability to actually go beyond here at this current moment because these longs are trapped. And if price was to go here, it would immediately get sold back down because traders had longed here, and those traders would want to break even. So let's pull up a chart of exactly what I'm talking about. You're looking at BAT/BTC. This is a coin that you can trade with margin on Binance, meaning you can go long or short up to 5x leverage. Now, with what we see here, we just saw a large sell-off here on very high volume, right? Look at this volume here. I want you guys to compare this volume, this selling volume, to this selling volume. This selling volume occurred not really much compared to this, and then price went back up, didn't really respect this selling. Is price going to respect this selling? And if so, I want you guys to tell me one price spot where you would want to place a limit sell order in order to initiate a short. Okay, so where do you think you guys would want to short? Here is what ended up happening, ladies, gentlemen, and bots. So price goes down, as you can see, that was the previous picture. We're at 2448. Price goes back up to around the 2500, around 2503, 2504, I think, by the looks of it, maybe 2502. And it then gets sold back down. So psychologically, what's going on here? Well, we see a large burst of volume here, and this traps the bulls. Then after these bulls are trapped, we see price drop very, very quickly. And after price drops very, very quickly, if price were to go any higher, it probably would just be sold off immediately because of the high bull volume. And then we see very high bearish volume, which is telling me that panic is starting to come, where traders are beginning to take profit, take losses, or even initiate a short. Now we see a lot of selling, and price tries to crawl back, but then anyone who had bought anywhere around here is now trapped as well. And as you can see, this is a beautiful spot for us to think about shorting. You can also see similar patterns here. Look at this. Price sells off right here, right guys? Not on great selling volume, to be honest, but price does sell off. Then price goes higher around to where the selling was initiated and then goes right back down. Had you shorted here, had you shorted at, exactly 2402, if you had known to short at 2402 and then covered at around, let's say anywhere around here, that's I think like 3 or 4%. If you had caught top bottom, or even if you had shorted here, waited it out, and then waited for price to keep going lower. So that was the first one. I'm going to minimize this page. Oh, beautiful. Now we have another one. So what we have here, we have beautiful. First of all, let's identify the bull trap, and then let's identify the panic, okay? So first, I want you guys to look at this chart and tell me where the bull trap occurred. Maybe I already kind of gestured to it. And then tell me where the panic occurred or began. All right, the bull trap occurred here. We see a large amount of volume, boom. And we see a lot of buying here. Anyone who had bought around here-ish on the run-up, here, these bulls are going to be trapped on ETC, USDT. So really, do we want to short here? No. This is not what I'm saying, because we don't always know when bullish momentum is going to continue or to fail and end up like this. But here's what we do like to see. High volume followed by prolonged consolidation, then high bearish move. This is where the panic initiated right here. Now, if you wanted to short, where do you think would be a good target for us to put a limit sell order? Where do you think those trapped bulls are going to want to break even? 3 seconds. All right, time is up. Let's see how you do. So price goes up to a high of 3.89, as you can see right here. And let's go back. So really 3.89 is around where the selling had initiated, somewhere around here. It's between here and here. It's right here. That's where the price went back up to on retrace, right here. And really what I see is all of the bulls who had bought here are beautifully trapped. So if anyone had done, a 3x, 4x, maybe even 5x long on ETC USDT, hey, they say, great bullish momentum, this looks awesome, we're going to break out, moon, 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 ETC is the way to go. They buy here and they don't put a stop loss and they get trapped, price goes back up and can't break them out of their positions. It almost does, but it doesn't because they sell off at break even. Traders who had bought here sell off at break even, and this is just a great pattern to short. It's a great pattern to short because the sellers have already proven themselves, as you can see here. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Hopefully you're getting the pattern getting into this one. So I'm going to show you guys 5 different coins today. This is one of the coins you cannot actually short. ENJBTC is not available for margin shorting, but we're still going to look at it and look at trapping bulls here. So where do we really identify where there might be a bull trap here? This is showing a beautiful pattern too. Bull trap, high bearish momentum, retracement back to where the panic began, and then sell off. But what do you see here? Where would you short? What price? All right, maybe somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Let's see. So, yep. So you saw this, guys, girls and bots. Is that my new line? I think that is my new line. Okay. No, I'm not going to open up a merch line for that. If I ever do merch, no, never doing merch. Okay. Back to ENJBTC and less on merch because no. So we see a strong sell-off here. Great volume, really good volume, which is telling me the sellers are panicking. Good sign that the price will continue to tumble, especially when you have high selling volume at a relatively high price. Remember, when I say high and low, I mean relative, because there's no such thing as high or low. It's all relative. Relatively high price, high sell-off, strong sell-off, and we get a retracement back to around 1396, 1397. 1396, 1397 is around here. So this makes sense. Really what had happened is traders who had bought here may have tried to break even around here and price sells off. Good spot for us to think about selling because we can't short ENJBTC. NeoBTC, this is a coin you can absolutely short or go long with up to 5x leverage on Bitcoin, Binance margin. I mean, not Bitcoin, Binance margin. All right, guys, what do we see here? Where do we see really the bulls trapped? I'm going to tell you that there isn't really a specific candle or specific price where we see a lot of buying, but we see a pattern of spread out buying and consolidation. Then where do you see panic? Yeah, so what I see, guys, is I see a good amount of buying here and a good amount of buying here, and price just kind of chills in this range. This is not something I want to short. And I want to really reiterate to you guys with this kind of pullback pattern where we trap the bulls. We don't really look to short here because that doesn't really make much sense. That could get scary if price just goes higher or has a stop loss hunt and liquidates or stop loss hunts you. Not the best thing. But when you see high selling pressure with this much volume, God, I mean, this is a ton of volume. So what do we do here? All right, so here's what ended up happening. A lot ended up happening. But the perfect spot to have shorted, if anyone had said, hey, I want to short at blah, 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 would have been the 1209 because you can see price falls, right? Price goes up to 1209, price falls way lower. So what ended up happening here? I'm trying to see. Yeah, so 1209 is around here. So anyone who had bought around here or bought around here, we can target that by really thinking to put a series of limit sells or even a single limit sell for a short somewhere around here because we're relatively confident that if price goes down enough and we see enough panic that it's going to be hard for price to just moon because these guys want to sell at break even. There was a high volume consolidation range right here. High volume consolidation here. Not the highest volume consolidation here, meaning that there may be more longs trapped here than longs trapped here. But after this quick run up, this is just a time where we should probably be thinking about shorting. Why? Well, we see high selling pressure many times. We see massive volume from this candle. It's not showing here because of scale, but I showed it in the previous page. And then this would have been a pretty good spot to have shorted, and price goes lower than this. So that would have been a pretty nice short. All right, the final, VET, USDT, all the acronyms. So what do you guys see here? I think that this is a pretty clear pattern this would have been a pretty beautiful short had you noticed the bull trap that was just occurring here. But besides that, where do you think a good limit sell order would be? Where do you think that a lot of bulls are trapped, and where do you think that price is going to end up going in the future? Okay, here it is. Lot going on. I'm like, wait, what? We were here. That previous picture was here, guys. So what ended up happening is we go up to a 0.007610, 20, 10. 0.007610 I think is the high. So 0.007610 is around here. What ended up happening is we see just a ton of buying here. A ton of buying here. Look at this. Lots of buying here. Lots of buying here. This is actually a really cool pattern with a bull trap because look at this, guys. A lot of people bought here. Price struggles to go higher. Why? Because anyone who had bought here takes profit at break even because they were in a loss. Anyone who buys here, buys here, buys here. What ends up happening is price struggles to go any higher because of all these bulls, so much buying volume that price really struggles to go any higher, and they all sell at a slight profit, and then price goes down. Now, we don't want to short this, really. I think that the two signs that this would potentially be a good short would have been here. This is very high volume. Here, this is a good sign. And I would think to put a limit sell somewhere around here, and this would have been a beauty. You know, you go into drawdown, but then boom. Or even the better sign, when you see the panic, this is a beautiful amount of selling volume on VET, USDT, and we see that selling volume, and we look to maybe place a limit sell around here, or even get more aggressive. But what ended up happening is after this heavy selling, price retraced back up to here, and then it just kept going down. And you can see this pattern just continues to occur time and time again. What do we see here? Well, we see a bit of a bull trap here, and then price falls quickly. We see the same kind of three-step pattern. Step one, bull trap, high volume buying, boom, boom. Traps the buyers. Step two, panic selling. Panic selling, panic selling. Do not sell here. Don't be one of the panickers. Step three, the retracement to try to get these traders out of break even. That fails, and then price continues in the direction. That's the three-step pattern of a bull trap. And you can see it happens here. Strong sell-off here. Price tries to retrace back. Can't really go beyond the point where many bulls had bought. And then price continues to go lower. Price has really strong selling right here, and then it tries to go higher, but it just keeps going lower. I think my dog is snoring, actually. Complete tangent, but... Hazel, you okay? My dog's name is Hazel, for those who are curious. Okay. Hazel wanted to short here. She really wanted to short here, but she wasn't able to short here, so actually she shorted around here. And she's snoring in profit right now, getting ready to go into her Lambo. So yeah, just a lot of really great opportunities for these altcoins for looking for trapped bulls, looking to short where they would want to break even, and then having a great risk reward. The reason I say great risk reward is, I mean, it's true. Had you shorted here, because you see that kind of pattern, three-step, really once you enter your short, your risk maybe, you know, around here. So like if I shorted right, let's say at the 73, right in the midpoint of consolidation, okay? Let's say I put a stop loss at 76 something, and my take profit is like 65. You know, that's going to be a pretty good risk reward, or even tighter than that. Strong selling here, right, guys? And then I short at 76 right here. You know, let's say I shorted 76 here, and I had a beautiful short, got really, you know, a great spot to short. And then I put a stop loss somewhere around here. I put it up here because I don't think that price is probably going to go here because of how many trapped bulls are here, which will probably prevent price from reaching here. And then I put my take profit way lower and just wait for trapped bulls to continue to panic and sell off, liquidation, stop losses to be hit, people to short at lower prices, and I keep making profit. So really this is the pattern that you can see happen time and time again on altcoins, and it kind of happened on Bitcoin here, as you can see here. But I do like this pattern more on altcoins than I do on Bitcoin because Bitcoin's a little bit more of a complex beast than some of these altcoins. And if I go to my watch list here, and if we just take a stroll down some of these coins lanes, I mean, what I showed you guys was specialized screenshots to really show you what had happened, but you can see kind of similar patterns occurring. Like this one. This is a really beautiful pattern that had occurred. We see strong selling with strong volume. To show you guys just how strong that volume was, look here. I mean, looking at relative volume, that's a very strong volume right there, right? So strong volume selling, this is a sign that the sellers are now in control. We short some around here, maybe some limit sells here, some limit sells here, some limit sells at previous resistance, previous support that could become resistance, and you would have made a decent amount on leverage. Geez, a very decent amount on leverage. So you can see here, even with this weird sell-off here, very strange sell-off, any of these retracements we could have used to have sold as well. So you can see. But really what I like to look at the best, because this kind of pattern is not the prettiest, the reason I say that is I like to look for a bull trap first. This is prolonged consolidation. What I love to see is bull trap, where you get that bullish momentum, panic, and then retracement back up to break even. That's the kind of pattern I want to see. That's not this pattern. So that's really not as pretty. This is a beauty. Beauty. Why is this a beauty? Well, look here. Tons of bull volume, tons of buying here, tons of buying here. Beautiful, strong selling here. And then price is unable to break the highs because of all these traders who bought at the top. Great spot to short right there. Because strong selling, we retrace back. Great spot to short. Had you recognized this pattern, this is probably the best looking pattern I've seen of all of the coins that I showed you guys today. I mean, this would have been a really nice trade. Just taking advantage of the panic and the retracement to prevent these guys getting out break even. Because remember, the market does not want to get you out of your position break even. It does not. The market wants to trap as many traders as possible in their positions for further buying or further selling at worse prices. Take advantage of that, and you can be ahead of the herd. With that, happy trading. Go look for those bull traps, and I'll see you guys next time.